Hello and welcome back to some more Rune Factory 2. Let's start the day as we start every day by going to bed. Gosh, I know I want to go to bed. I don't know why, but I got really tired. Oh, it sounds like there's a festival going on. How jolly.
Morning.
Oh. Well, looks like today's episode is mostly going to be hammering. So start this off, mining level 94 just at the second eye. What is there to talk about? Well, been playing lots of Spirit Island. Trying to get Azura to play it, but she hasn't been interested in it, so I've been playing Spirit Island solo. Found a version on Tabletop Sim that has like all of the expansions, and so I've just been playing like single player games on there. It takes a good long while. It's like playing through a puzzle, where it's like playing through a puzzle, but if you don't get lucky enough, you could just lose due to no fault of your own. If you just don't get the right pieces, you just lose. That's it. There are so many weird spirits there, and I like the very, very high complexity spirits. Yeah, do I do a whole episode on just talking about Spirit Island? There's a chance I might do a let's play of it. I could either, play the tabletop version like I have been doing, but that's not really exciting to watch. It's not really exciting to play either, but it's nice. There's also a version of the game just for sale on Steam, but it's like $30-some just for a version that I don't know if it's even like good or not. Like, it's probably cheaper than actually buying the board game itself, and maybe like extra stuff is automated. I don't know. Maybe I should put it on my Steam wishlist, and if it goes on sale for less than $10, try getting it, but also all the DLCs are separate. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Spirit Island, woohoo! Each spirit has... was it? On, like, the face of... Each spirit is like a big old card, whatever. That tells you a little bit about the spirit, shows a picture of it, tells you its complexity. In the base game, the spirits go from low, medium, or high. With the expansions added on, there are some very high difficulty spirits. There's also a few more low, medium, high difficulty ones. The spirits start off with a small collection of their own cards, and they have presents, not presents like gifts or the now, presents like intimidate. Yeah, whatever. The whole idea is that you are playing as spirits protecting an island, Spirit Island. Each board of the game is four environments, 2 times each. So there's wetlands, jungle, mountain, and desert. Otherwise known as sands, because it's marked with an S instead of, like, D for desert. So if you're playing multiplayer in the base game, you can go 1, 2, 3, or 4 players. In the expansion, you can go as high as 6 players. Then each player takes 1 board, and you try to combine them as best as you can to make an island. The 3-player island looks really nice and kind of actually looks like an island. Bigger than that, though, I don't know. 5-player could be nice. There's also like a single player island where you just take 1 board and that's it. So like each player has like their board, quote unquote, which is where their spirit's presence starts in, and then you can expand across the island as you go. Normally the idea is to try to drive out the invaders, the explorers, their towns, their cities, before either A, they spent too long exploring and now they're basically rooted in and won't just leave. B, they've done enough damage to the land that the place is now blighted and the spirits no longer have any power. C, the spirits themselves have taken enough damage where at least one of the spirits does not have any presence on the island anymore. You know, I think those are the lost conditions. Run out of adventurer cards, too much blight, and no presence. Whereas you win simply enough by driving out invaders. Leaving invader stages applicable to the current fear level. So on fear level 1, you would have to get rid of all of the invaders. Fear level 2, you have to get rid of all of the cities and towns. I believe that's what it was, yeah. Fear level 3, you just have to get rid of all of the cities, and at fear level 4, you just win. So it's possible to beat the invaders without ever actually damaging them just by using enough fear. There are at least 2 spirits that can't, asterisk, actually really shouldn't, in the case of one of them, damage the invaders. Yeah, there's one that literally cannot damage invaders. They can just push around the explorers and the towns. Not the cities, though. But even then, you can still, like, use defense abilities and make the native inhabitants of the island, the Dahan, deal with it. At this point, I almost want to just do a let's play of it, but also... See, that's what's been going on in my mind. Oh, wait. There's one very high difficulty spirit, where if it deals any sort of damage to invaders or the Dahan, you have to destroy one of its own presence and lose an energy, but if you cannot afford to lose the energy, you destroy another one of your presence. And, like, I think the highest amount of energy I got at one time with that spirit was 2. Like, it does not get energy. And, like, I've been winning solo mode very easily, but I've also been playing on very easy difficulty. Difficulty level 0. So maybe tonight I'll play on a higher difficulty level. Also today I spent some time playing some Halo with some people online, with a group playing Halo that I joined in. But as it turns out, they play Halo basically vanilla style. They go into like matchmaking lobbies and just play like team firefight or whatever. And they just play like that. What I liked playing Halo about was playing custom maps. And oh gosh, I could go on and on about some of those custom maps. There was one where it was infection style. And infection style is very common for custom maps to make a one versus the rest type of game mode. So if you're, you know, not infected, so most of the people would just be basically in a hallway with no way out. While the infected person knocks down items that get shot down the hallway towards the players. And the whole idea is, as a player, survive until time is up. Like, so I think it was like a 5-minute timer. So the infected one had access to, I think, like a gravity hammer or something, and could just... There are, like, some vehicles up there, like, a lot of... Some, like, energy rods or whatever, where if you send them down just right, they'll explode on the humans, so if they're at the very back wall, they'll probably die. I want to go to the Master Chief Collection and see if I can download a whole bunch of these custom games, because... Gosh, yeah, that was fun. Maybe set up an event and just see, it's like, hey, how about we just play like a bunch of custom maps instead of playing like matchmaking mode? Because custom maps were where all the fun was. For me, personally. I don't really care for like matchmaking, whatever. I'm not great at it, but I also don't really care to get better. The main gameplay experience of Halo was never really that interesting to me. Yeah, just playing around in Forge, making maps and stuff, and yeah, playing in Sandtrap, trying to make a little base out of like the elephants or whatever. Check out like modded maps, it's like Sandtrap but like 50 elephants or something. Like playing in Forge mode where they had that one bug where you can make a vehicle, I don't even know what it was officially, like lose all collision or something. I think I remember how to do it, but I don't know if the Master Chief Collection still has that little bug. I could probably fire up my old copy of Halo 3 and still play it. Speaking of which, actually, the stupid thing happened with that. The Xbox 360 had this error that sometimes it would scratch a game and render it potentially unreadable, like perfect circle scratches in the disc. I think it has something to do with like standing it up or laying it down if it had a disc in the tray. I don't know for sure. But my Halo 3 game got that scratch on it. However, specifically and literally the data that got corrupted on it was the single player campaign. If I try to start up a game of the single player campaign, I think past level 3 could not load, would not load, period. I could play the first level just fine, second level just fine. I think the third level just fine. But after that, nope, can't load anymore. Will not load, period. The multiplayer? 100% fine. Somehow I managed to damage the game and only ruin, like, the part that I didn't care about. I'd already played through the campaign once, I think, so I'd already seen it. I played the ending, at least. Which, yeah, I would like to play that ending again sometime, but I don't want to play through the entire game to get there. Yeah, I need to find, like, a group just to do, like, a bunch of custom maps and have that be a little series to go on. Like, yeah, play Master Chief Collection. Let's just download, like, 100 custom maps. Just keep playing them until we're tired, and, like, just maybe get together group once a week. Just, let's play custom maps. Over and over and over and over again. I mean, I'd be down for that. Anyone else? Plus, if we do it on recording, that's content. I'm level 96. We started at 94 and 95. I think we started at 95, so it took that long to get, like, half a level. Yikes. Huh. Tomorrow's D&D game is like 4 p.m. I thought it was normally at like 5 or 6. And I actually have plans tomorrow morning, afternoon-ish, like for the day. Essentially just hang out with my mom and I don't even know what. Just generally do stuff together. Have a girl's day. Watch some movies. Watch some movies, make some cookies. You know, just generally have fun. Finally get my new bag, yeah. Looking forward to a time. Looking forward to when I can show that thing off. I wonder, hopefully that bag can clean well. It's like... The fabric that was used to make it is a kind of scratchy fabric, but it's coated in a special thing, so I wouldn't have to feel the scratchy part. So hopefully the coating also makes it like really easy to clean, you know, in case something happens. I'm not going to intentionally try to get it dirty, but things get dirty. Like, yeah, brush up against a dirty fence, fall in the mud, just general use. So I'm pausing because I'm realizing that like my last couple of backpacks I never wound up washing, so why am I concerned with being able to wash this one? I really don't know. And hopefully this one doesn't tear apart after years like my other ones. Like what, I got one from Walmart, what was it, 2019? About summer-ish of 2019. So it lasted about, what, 4 years before it got a... 3 or 4 years before it got a giant rip in it, and then I still used it for about a year after that point. A giant rip. Like, I've been having to use it very gingerly since then. Like I said, kinda tired. If it wasn't for me doing these videos, I'd probably be napping right now. I was just about to nap, and then I remembered I gotta do some recording. Let's do that before I fall asleep. You know whatever happened to me waking up and recording these like first thing in the morning? Also, shout out to my new internet that let me download Halo Infinite in, was it about 40 minutes or so? Half an hour to 40 minutes? Yeah, that was fast. Oh, what is it? I remember way back in the day playing Halo 3, and I don't remember all of the basic maps, but I think it was Sandtrap that was like the map that people use for being creative and for custom maps in, because it was the most like open. And then they made a map DLC, and they released like 3 new maps, and among them was Foundry. And Foundry was the one that is like, hey, this is the one to be creative with in Forge mode. But I also remember... that they didn't release empty versions of any of the maps, so if you wanted to empty out a map, you would literally have to go in Forge mode, find all of the objects, delete them, then you could save it as, like, you know, empty version of map, if you want to use it to, you know, make your own maps in. So you don't have to delete all the items every time. And there was one like Ghost Shop or whatever it was, where I looked and looked and looked around, and I could not find all of the items in there to delete them all. Like, hey, where you going? I know, I haven't gotten a reading from you in, like, forever, mother. Do 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 do. Yeah, Foundry was the one to use for custom maps, and I still remember literally only going on the matchmaking, going on to, like, the 8-on-8 team thing, because you could, on, like, your profiles, you could have, like, 6 items saved on there to share with anyone. You can only have, like, 100 maps saved to your account or whatever, but you could, like, share, like, 6 items with anyone who saw your profile. So I'd go on there and, like, either before or after the game, usually both, go onto everyone else's accounts, and if any maps looked interesting, download the maps. I'm not joking, that's what, because I didn't use Bungie.net to find maps, so I just, like, go into the matchmaking, find the maps that people were sharing, download them for myself. Like, do that for a little bit, boom, 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 get a nice little repertoire of maps, and then go and, like, try them out. I remember that there was one done on Foundry that was supposed to be like, oh, play this map if you're high, or something, and it was just basically a diagonal framed box. So it's like, oh, hey, it's walls on edges, so you're walking on, like, what your brain perceives as the floor and the wall. Ooh, it's like, whatever. It's a neat little thing, but whatever. And then someone actually made a little map in that regard. Like, it took a bit to get used to, because you're not walking on the floor normally, like you would expect, but, you know, you get used to it, Becomes easy enough to understand. Remember things like, if you crouch, you can go through, like, a 3-block tall gap, but if you're riding a mongoose, you can go through, like, I say block 3 unit tall, or, like, you can, like, squeeze under, like, a 2-unit tall gap. So if you go on a mongoose, you're noticeably shorter than when you're crouching. People made, like, mazes and stuff, so you could go through and check all that out, and and like I said, you can only save 100 maps. But you could make as many free accounts as you wanted, so I'd get all these maps on my main account. Then when that started to get full, pop in a second controller, play on both accounts, and then just save all of the maps onto the second profile, fill up that one, maybe keep a few choice maps on my main profile that I really particularly like, and then go and do the whole thing over again, finding new maps. And, like, I could probably still go on my Xbox 360, because it should, in theory, still have all of the old maps on there, and I should be able to go and just find all of them, and then play all of those maps again. I mean, hey, if I get my computer with the capture card working... See, the trick there would be in finding people, like, who would want to play it locally, because I'm not buying Xbox Live just to play it on there. Who knows, maybe I can find, like, a weekend where my brothers are free and the 3 of us can play a whole bunch of... Yeah, split-screen Xbox 360, Halo 3 custom... Yeah, no, I think I'll see if I can find my old profile. Because now, apparently, if you go on someone's profile, you should be able to find all their maps and stuff, and... So... Today, tomorrow, this weekend, whatever, I should go and try to find all of those old maps. That people managed to still save onto their accounts, and then just download them by the bucketful. Yeah, go through each map alphabetically. Again, find some people who want to spend some time playing a bunch of custom maps, record it, have multiple hours of footage, maybe make like a nice highlight reel or something. Do 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 do. I know I should record more games and stuff. I need to record more stuff in general. I'm just always so tired. When I'm not tired, I want to, like, be up and doing things. And then I get tired, and I don't really want to be sitting playing games. I want to, like, sleep. So it's like, I really need to be in the middle zone where I'm, like, awake and alert enough to want to do games, but not so much so that I don't want to do games. And it's... I mean, heck, that is a good question. Do I even like playing games anymore? To be fair, I was playing Lethal Company with Chandra. I was having a great old time playing some Halo, even though it was regular old matchmaking stuff with a bunch of strangers. Yeah, that was a good time. I was enjoying it. It was nice. And I think my thing is, like, I still like playing games. Just playing games for myself? I've done enough of that. I don't want to keep doing games on my own. But, oh well. There are a lot of single-player games out there. Yeah, maybe that's why I have a YouTube channel. I try to plug it to people where I can. I remember in Halo 3 you could give yourself like a game, not a gamer tag, whatever. Give yourself like a call tag sign, whatever. It was one letter and two numbers, and they tried to censor out like certain words that people could make with that. I believe mine was C47 because that spelled out cat. And it's like, you know what? If people are going to look at this little random abbreviation close enough to realize, hey, that says cat. Like, then it's their own fault for looking at it so closely. It's not like it's worth being bullied over. And as far as I recall, and my memory around that time period is really not the best, but as far as I recall, I never got bullied for it, so... Either it didn't happen or I blocked it out. One of the two. Could be both. But some of that, the Xbox didn't tell you. Well, kind of didn't really tell you. When you make a new, like, Xbox Live account, or make one of your accounts in Xbox connected to Xbox Live, you don't, like, you get a free month of Xbox Live Gold. However, that only applies to, like, the first 4 accounts you make on that console. I was, like... I want to say a middle school student at the time. Grade 9? I think that's middle school? I think that's middle school. I was like a middle school student at the time. So... I didn't exactly have money to buy Xbox Live Gold memberships, and my parents didn't really know why that would be so important for me to get so much. so I didn't really care for it, like, outside of the occasional, like, hey, it's your birthday, happy birthday, here's 1 month of gold. So it's like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just make a new account and, like, basically transfer all, like, my whole friend list over. You know, make a new account with gold. You know, add all of my friends, like, hey, this is my new account. Whatever, do that. And then I made a new account, and it didn't get automatic gold. And it's like, what? And it really bites. Because I had made, basically a just for kicks, like, just for laughs type of account before on that same console, because I thought that you could just keep making new accounts and they'd keep getting gold. Because of a thing that I'd read online that requires having 4 accounts on at once, and I'd already had, I think, 3, so I made a 4th. I mean, the extra accounts wound up coming in handy, but that still stings to have wasted a month of gold on a little thing that really, really didn't matter. The thing was, in one of the matchmakings, there was a 6-player, like, free-for-all game mode that you could go into. First place wins, like, 3 points, whatever. Second place gets 2, third place gets 1. However, you can have, like, a party and then go into this matchmaking game mode with your group of friends. You know, kind of work together, kind of unbalanced a little bit. They didn't really care. But the most that you could have on one console is 4 people. So you could have 4 accounts logged in at once on one console, go to this 6-player game mode, and then just do nothing for the, what, 15-20 minutes of the entire gameplay experience. And then all 4 of you will get, will tie for 3rd place, and you would each get 1 point. And then it would automatically, like, you know, move you back to, like, the game lobby, look for a new group, or whatever. So, like, you could just leave it, like, fully AFK, and just slowly get matchmaking points over time. Which my friend and I absolutely did. We just left it sitting there. I don't think we actually fully went overnight. We did that for like a few hours while we did other stuff. You know, had some good laughs there. But I think that was basically it. But it's like, don't really care about the matchmaking. I don't care about the matchmaking stuff anyway. And it's like, I'm the person who, like, plays Call of Duty and then decides, oh, I want to play against the bots. But I've spent a lot of time in, yeah, playing the Call of Duty games, local multiplayer, just trying to get my, just checking out the items that you could get. I think it was, what, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, I think it was. Modern Warfare 2 had some stuff, but I think it was Black Ops. The first Black Ops? Whatever. One of them. You get, like, a little, like, camera that can, like, see behind you, and you get, like, an RC car that you could drive around, and spend a lot of time with that. And it also had a multiplayer with, like, party game modes, whatever. There was one that was, like, gun game, like, you start off with, like, a really good gun, but then once you get a kill, it, like, goes to, like, a worse gun. With every kill you get, it gets, like, worse and worse. Until I think the last one, you just have a knife. It's like, first one to 20 kills wins, but as you get kills, your weapon gets worse. So it always felt really good to get wins with that. Because one of the weapons was, like, a knife, but it had, like, a thing where you could, like, shoot out the blade. So if you had good enough accuracy, you could, like, snipe someone with this thing. Yeah, I liked it because it was just fun to use. It wasn't good. I seem to recall once playing the gun game and, like, shooting out the knife, shooting at a giant arc, reloading, arming it again, stabbing someone with it, getting my weapon changed to, like, the basic knife, and then the short knife hits someone, kills them, and I won. Because it's not like it, you know, gets rid of the bullet in the air. But you can, like, play against, like, bots and stuff. I usually just set them all to, like, easy. I mean, all's fair in the want of having fun. Hey, fellas, what up?
Morning. Morning.
Yeah, I spent so much time back when I was a teen playing Halo 3 custom maps and playing in the Forge, making some custom maps in Halo 3 and just it's like, yeah, if only doing that was interesting enough to make videos out of, because, like, you can spend many hours on. Actually, I think that they probably upgraded the Forge mode for the Master Chief Collection. Oh my god, because back in, like, back in Halo 3, before, I think it was Reach came out that changed it? I think so, anyway. So yeah, way back in the day of Halo 3, there was a thing of... God, I'm trying to remember it. So you could have... How do I even explain that? Certain objects had gravity applied to them at all times, and some objects did not have gravity applied to them at all times. Okay, wait, what I am... Put over mountains. Alright, so... Alright, wait. What's that going on about again? Oh yeah, so some objects did not have gravity applied to them most of the time. Notably, they still had gravity applied to them when you tried to put them down in Forge mode. You spawn in the item, you try to put it down, it falls down because it has gravity. Okay, so how are you supposed to levitate these objects? Well, what you do, and this is, like, kind of ridiculous, but I mean, it's not so ridiculous that somebody managed to figure it out. I did it by accident. So actually, there's two options. If you're by yourself and don't even have a second controller to assist you, you have to hold the item in the air in the exact spot that you want it, save Forge mode, quit, and reload. the object will have saved in its position, and then when you reload it, it will be stuck in that position unless you pick it up in Forge mode again. Okay. If you do have someone to work with, though, you can have someone else also holding down an object directly, like, so you can put your to-be floating thing on top of it. Yeah, put the floating thing on top of the item being held. Okay, wait, what? I don't actually have to mine for the platinum, right? It's just sitting here somewhere? Oh, wait, would this be in just a place that everyone can get into? What? This is so weird. Yeah, put over mountains. Oh, yeah, that field needs... I'm sorry, where is this item? Where? So, yeah, the second method is a little bit more difficult, but is definitely faster, considering you don't have to, save and reload constantly for every single individual thing. But also, sometimes holding an item down in one place is actually more difficult than it seems, because whatever you put down can be affected by gravity. And if you want to levitate an object that normally has gravity applied to it, you can use, like, teleporters. I think it's specifically at the receiver nodes that people would normally use. Set them to a channel that have no sender nodes, like, attached to them, so they don't, glow and stuff. And then you can just, put those floating in the air and use them to hold up whatever item that you want to have floating. And people have made a lot of really amazing builds with this, like, I gotta say. Really amazing stuff. Sorry, but seriously. Do. Like, I'm starting to think, is it like you actually have to mine out the platinum? See, it said like the east side of the Padova Mountains. I figured that this would be quick and easy. Not slow and painful. Alright, I guess time to cheat and look up where this is, because... Unfrozen Lake area, northwest near the gate, then walk to the right. Wait, is it literally just get a platinum? Unfrozen Lake. Wait, is it that? Okay, yeah, so it was invisible. Well, let's restart this nice and quick, shall we? Oh yeah, and along the long list of games that Azura has no interest in, she has no interest in playing Halo. So, no reason to invite her to my awesome Halo Bash series. Oh my god. So I just think it's like, ooh, could you do like D&D in Halo? And I mean, just as well as you could do in Minecraft, I guess. There was one item in Halo, I almost said Halo Forge, in Halo Reach that was actually like a grid. So you could just like lay that down everywhere.
I'm back.
Oh, hello. Realize I should probably stream.
Strum? Uh-oh, what are you strumming? Oh.
Let's go! I need to run up into the mountain and find some platinum. Also, I've been talking about how much fun I had in the past playing Halo 3, specifically custom maps and stuff, and how it'd be awesome to have like a Halo night event thing. Get some people, download a whole bunch of old custom maps. Need to get away from these fellas. Now that I think about it, there's some mana rocks over here that I can grab, because I'm already over here. Did it? Did it? I have to wonder, if you already had a platinum in your inventory, could you just give it to him and just instantly win?
Possibly.
Protein boost. So if you look at attack 51, strength 42. No, that's not the button. Yeah, attack went up by 1 point.
And strength did too.
Yep. The strength went up by 1 point, which made the attack go up by 1 point.
Oh.
That's how it goes.
Mm.
We're already actually at the tail end of the episode, though, anyway.
Cool.
You know, just getting a little bit more hammering done. Our mining level is almost as high as our farming. Just a little bit more experience and they'll be tied.
Mm. You've nearly maxed them out.
Yeah. Fishing was first, and now so much mining. So much hammering the floor. Yeah, I mentioned it before, but you weren't here. Turns out that the others' idea of playing Halo is get a group together and just do matchmaking over and over again. Which, I mean, it was enjoyable and all, but I still prefer the custom games with custom maps. I mean, a game that enables so much creativity, why would you try to play it vanilla?
That's how I feel about Minecraft.
And also, Played Up. Remember when we had to play it vanilla? That one time? And we were both like, but where's all of our stuff?
Yep.
What do you mean we don't have our mods? How are we supposed to play without mods?
Exactly. It's a travesty is what it is.
I mean, we still had a few mods. Just little brother there watching us just walk through all the walls and like, okay, I guess I'll stay here. Interestingly enough, even though I've played so much Crystal Project, I don't think I've really got into the modding aspect of it, checking out the mods and stuff. To be fair, when the mods first started coming in, it was all, hey, here's new classes to try out. And I'd already beaten the game, and the combat is, like, okay and stuff, but the combat wasn't why I liked the game.
Yeah.
Like, I think
You
I
liked
talked
the
about... What?
You liked the races. Racing.
I like the fish. I gotta say, I'm no racist. What I really liked is, like, most of the time in Metroidvanias, you know, once you get all the abilities and, like, go back to the starting area, like, it's, like, basically at the same area, but now maybe you can get through faster, or whatever. Most of the time, you don't even upgrade your speed, so you're still just sauntering about at the same pace as you did at the start of the game. Maybe you have a dash to make it a bit faster, but that's usually about it. Ori did pretty well because, like, you can make it from, like, one end to the other of the starting area, and only have to like hit the ground like maybe twice or something. By the time you got everything. And then, but in Crystal Project, once you get all the stuff, one, you can warp around the world so you don't have to go back to the starting area, and two, you can basically just flip and fly. You can just soar above everything else that you used to see. Everything that used to challenge you is now just a distant memory. Not of concern anymore. And like, I want more like 3D, like open world. I want more like, yeah, 3D open world Metroidvania games. I'm so tired of only having 2 dimensions. Give me a 3rd dimension to my games.
You want Breath of the Wild.
But as a Metroidvania.
It doesn't qualify?
No.
You don't get, like, upgrades over the course of the game that give you access to more movement and more areas?
You get, like, a few upgrades all at the very beginning in the tutorial section, and then you're allowed to leave, and...
Oh.
That's it.
Never mind that.
Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom is arguably closer, but still not really. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, you get all of the upgrades in, like, the first, like, the starter plateau. Accumulating in the glide ability that you have to get before you're allowed to leave the plateau. Even though, strictly speaking, ball damage does not necessarily have to be a concern to you even without the glider. There's just a death barrier that gets unlocked once you get it.
Right.
Although I would argue that a classic, like, the typical Legend of Zelda game, but in a randomizer, could very well count as a Metroidvania. General Zelda games have Metroidvania-like aspects to them, but they don't generally have nearly enough backtracking to be considered as Metroidvanias, but a randomizer, depending on how much it's randomized, there's bound to be backtracking. Also, it's possible to have, and I mentioned this to you before, multi-world, like Legend of Zelda, like Ocarina of Time, say, randomizer where you can have multiple people in the same world. So if like one person opens up a chest and gets a boomerang, everyone gets the boomerang.
Multiplayer, then, yeah.
Yeah, multiplayer, not multi-world.
Yes.
And apparently it can handle as many as 50 players at once. And I really want to see, and I'd love to be part of, a 50-player, single-world Legend of Zelda randomizer. So I could just imagine everyone starting out in that little house and just exploding in all directions. Like, 10 people go to Mido's house, 5 people go to the sword, someone tries to rush the Great Deku Tree, 20 people go into the Lost Woods, and then a bunch of people, like... I want to see, like, the full, like, a map of the game, like, you know, top-down perspective map of all of Ocarina of Time, with just, like, little dots showing where everybody is throughout the entire play experience. Because, like, everybody going to different places, some people using glitches to get certain items, like... I think I was once part of, like, a 20 or so person multi-world randomizer, but after, like, an hour, like, everybody left. Or, like, people started leaving, and once one person leaves, there's no point anymore, so everyone else started leaving, and it's like, oh, okay, then.
Yeah, so, and the thing is, that's the problem with any large multiplayer thing like that. I mean, heck, remember, we still want to try to do like a large Portal 2 multiplayer thing.
Yeah. Doesn't even have to be large. But doesn't have to be that large, I should say. 50-player Portal 2 would be quite a bit.
But yeah, with at least with multiplayer, one person leaving just means you lose them at the location they're at. That's it. You don't actually lose any progress.
Yeah. Different to multi-world. Although I did a 2-player multi-world randomizer once. We were at it like all day, and then I got their boomerang. They're like, oh my gosh, now I can finally do all this stuff that's been locked out because I haven't had the boomerang. Well, you know, jabba. And it's like, yeah, I could have gone that for you 7 hours ago. It was in the cow cage. I couldn't get there as Child Link, so I just abandoned it, forgot that you could actually look and see what the item was, and I just left. 7 hours later, I finally came back to it. We never actually beat that seed. Okay, but what do you think Randomizer Rune Factory would look like?
Probably not that different from regular Rune Factory, to be honest.
Yeah, probably not. But entrance randomizer. You go into a building, pop in somewhere else. I've seen it done in Stardew Valley. Seems like it's mostly annoying though, because it's like, oh, I have to get to my house. Oh, my house is actually in so-and-so. It's actually in, like, you know, the doctor's office, and that closes at 4 p.m., so I guess I can never sleep. And it's like, oh. Yeah, that would kind of suck.